Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was too busy in my Chromebook. Today, you are going to get your very own Chromebook to work with this year at school. I want you to notice some things about this Chromebook before you get your Chromebook and you get started. The first thing you'll notice that mine doesn't have a sticker number. I hope that your Chromebook does have a sticker number. And usually it's in this top corner here. So if I'm looking at it, it's in the top left corner. The placement is kind of important because that is the corner where you will charge your Chromebook at the end of the day. So when you get your Chromebook today, I know you'll go get it with two hands, you'll carry it back to your seat, and I want you to check to make sure that you know where the charger is. When you go to put away your Chromebook, you'll hold it by that charger side because when you put it in, then you'll be able to quickly and easily reach the charging station. All right, that's one really important part of the Chromebook. Another important part is to, of course, know your number. That's on your sticker. But also this other side, that's the power button. You'll notice sometimes, not sometimes, always, when you want to power it on, it does light up. That's how you turn your Chromebook on, and sometimes it's just sleeping. So when you click on a key or the space bar, it will open up for you. We're not done with the outside tour yet, so don't get too excited. But over here by the power button, there are your volume controls and the jack where you will plug in your headphones. So that's the audio jack. So you plug in your headphones here, you can control the volume there, and sometimes there's even a little volume control right here for you as well. That is the outside of the Chromebook. The most important places for you to remember are the charging station. Being mindful where the sticker is so that you can easily put yours away the correct way, plug it in. Decide where your power button is and volume. I'm going to open my Chromebook now. You will be almost ready to log in, but before you do that, when I open my Chromebook and I wake it up, either if it's sleeping or if it needs to be powered on, you'll notice now instead of the iPad, the keyboard is actually here. That will make that typing practice super important so that you can actually practice using the home row correctly. You'll practice this in 4th grade, you'll practice it in 5th grade, and then when you get your own laptop, you'll be all set for middle school. Something else special about these Chromebooks is that actually they can flip around to be a tablet. You can imagine when you're in this mode, there will actually be a keyboard built into that. So let's say that you go on a science walk with Mr. Tracy, and maybe he actually wants you to just carry your Chromebook this way to be able to take some notes. That would be an easier way than walking around trying to type on a laptop. And then the last cool thing about this Chromebook is because it can be like a tablet, this surface is touchscreen, which means if you had a drawing app or note-taking app, you could take those notes with your finger. If you had a stylus from home, you could do that as well. But that also means that you get to actually touch the buttons here on the screen instead of only with the mouse trackpad. Now, the next part of this tutorial is going to show you how you can log in and a few quick setting adjustments and tips about using this device. I'm so excited for you.
Now would be a great time to pause the video and be able to go and get your devices to bring it back to your desk. You can check out the sticker, the charging station, the charging cable, the volume, and some of those external pieces of the Chromebook while you wait for your peers to get their Chromebook. The next portion will go over how to log in. So don't log in yet.
By now you've got your Chromebook and it's at your desk. As soon as you open it up, you're going to see that it's going to ask you to log in. Now, my screen is still black, so I'm just going to be patient. The space bar can help you to help your Chromebook not sleep, or I can hit my little button over here, turning that on, and then I can wait. It's important that you troubleshoot a little bit so you can get used to your new device. Now, here a screen is going to appear that's going to ask me to log in. A Chromebook only works if there is Wi-Fi and when there is Wi-Fi. So down in this corner here, I can see that there's a little Wi-Fi signal, and that now is allowing me to sign into my Chromebook. You are going to use your Google account. So maybe you're going to get your notebook out that has your passwords in it and put it maybe next to your Chromebook so you can really be sure to type in your username and password correctly. Now, this Chromebook has put something really cool at the end of this. It says at asbarcelona.com. That means that you will not have to type that in manually. One of the hardest things for students to know how to do is hit that at or arroba button. I will tell you now, if you ever need it, it is the Alt-Ger that's on to the right of the spacebar and a number 2. For this one, you won't need it. So let's get started. I'm going to enter my email address. So that's my Gmail or Google address. Usually it's your first letter of your first name and then your last name. Then I'm going to move the mouse over to the next, or I can use my finger to click on next. Now it's time for my password. I want to be private about this, so I'm just going to turn it this way. I'm typing in my password the same way that it appears on my login card. If you need to make sure that you've typed it in correctly, you can click on this little I. I'm confident that I have. Now it is loading my Chromebook. All set and get started. We're going to be talking next about some of these settings.
Now's a good time to pause the video and get logged into your Chromebook. You can take a little self-guided tour of the Chromebook and the different features. Then come back to the video and get started on the settings.
Great job logging into your Chromebook. What we're going to do next is check some of our settings. Now, since this is a touch screen, you can actually touch it with your finger down here in the bottom right-hand side. And we are going to go and check out what does this all do. So when I click down here, this is where I can sign out of my Chromebook. I can power it down. I could lock it if I'm done using it just for the day and nobody else is going to use this. They would need the password again. We're going to go through some of the settings. That is where I could change the language. I'll be able to change my profile picture and some of the backgrounds. This is your Wi-Fi. You should always be on the students one. And then there's some volume down here. And also this is the brightness of your screen. There's also the option of the keyboard here. By default, your keyboard is going to be in Spanish. And you can leave that keyboard. It will match what is here on the actual Chromebook keyboard. If you are doing some typing programs and practicing your typing skills, you'll want to change that to be in English or the US here, that keyboard in the US, because our programs may be using that one. That's a great setting to know where it is. Now let's get into changing our profile picture. Up here, I'm going to click on the setting, and it's going to bring up my Chromebook settings. This is just like the settings tool on an iPad. All right, let's see what we can do here. I'm just going to click on this and bring it up a little bit higher so that we can all see. So first, you might want to know that if yours is in Spanish, how to change that language. Go down to Advanced, Language or Idioma, and as soon as you click on that, you'll have some options here of the languages and input. If you click on that, you'll be able to change the Spanish, instead of being on the top, have it to be English on the top. So go ahead and click on these 3 actions and say move to the top. This will now move English as the main language. This change won't appear until you restart your device. So again, back in my settings, I could power down and then power on my device. Let's keep going here before you do that and change our profile. So if you go to personalization, you can click on change device account image, and then you'll be able to either take your own picture or you can choose one of the icons there. I'm going to leave my picture for now, but you can have some fun with yours. There's also an option for a wallpaper. You can change to have one of the default backgrounds for your Chromebook. I want you to stay within this one and not add your own images at this moment. You can choose a different background, but it must be from within our available background. So if I wanted to change it to green, I could change that to green, or I could choose maybe a different illustration that I was interested in. I think I'm going to go with this great beach one. All right. So those are 2 things to personalize your device, taking a photo of yourself or choosing an icon, and you can change the wallpaper. You may have already or feel ready to also change the language if you want it to be in Spanish or if you want it to be in English. All right. Thank you. And go ahead and give this.
This is another great time to pause the video. Go ahead and go into your settings and check out how you can personalize your Chromebook. Your options right now are to change the background, to use one of the default colors or illustrations provided by Google Chromebooks, and you can also take your photo for your icon. You can do that now, and then we'll come back for one last Google Chromebook tip.
Something else that many of us will be interested in is how to take a screenshot. Now, you learn how to do that on your iPad, but what about a Chromebook? So here's what you need to do. You can click Control, and then this, which is the Windows button at the same time. So I'm going to click Control and then that button. That automatically takes a screenshot of my entire page. And I could copy this to my clipboard, which means if I'm somewhere else and I need to paste something, I can just go Insert, Edit, Paste, or Control V. Let's try Control V. Now, that will insert the picture I just took. However, I only want a part of that. There's another button that's really useful to know. Instead of just Control Shift, the Windows button, you can do Control Shift Windows button. Control, this, Shift, or Mayús, which is short for mayúsculas in Spanish, and then Windows will then give me this little cursor where I could just take a little picture of what I want on the screen. Now I can copy that to my clipboard, and then when I need to paste it, again, I can do Control V or Edit Paste, and there it is in my work where I wanted to take that photo. I hope you found that helpful. Good luck with your screenshots.
Getting a new device is always a little bit of extra responsibility. I know as 4th and 5th graders who have Chromebooks, you'll be able to remember to be safe, respectful, and responsible. Take a look at your Chromebook. These do not have the same iPad cases as before. That means be sure that your water bottle is on the floor and that you're not eating or drinking around your Chromebook. The keyboard is much more sensitive than an iPad. I also want you to remember to always use 2 hands when carrying your device to and from your desk. I'm so excited for you to use these devices and to teach us everything that you discover about using a Chromebook. Have fun!